Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. This is the first day of a weekend, so we're going to be doing some special selections today, and it's actually an interesting double feature. We have Michael Pitts says, "Hey Bryan, hope you're doing well. This is for two songs I would like to see hit your channel. They're both songs by Demon Hunter. Their names are Gunfight and Gasoline. Some of the harsher lyrics in these songs, especially Gunfight, can be difficult to understand on your first few listens, so if it's not too much trouble, it'd be cool if you could follow the lyrics as you listen when you get around to it. I'm pretty much 100% certain that Demon Hunter isn't on your channel yet, so I don't think replacements will be needed. Thank you for what you do." So that is, this is going to be an interesting thing. We're going to have two Demon Hunters songs, one today and one tomorrow on Sunday, before moving into next week's theme. And also, unusually, I do have the lyrics pulled up over here. So that's a new one for me. We're going to see where this leads us. And as usual, lyrical, poetic sort of analysis and dissection is not something I can do as fast as I can analyze music, so I will do my best to take it in on something other than a surface read. Alright, let's get to it. This is Demon Hunter's Gunfight. Back up? Oh, okay. So we're doing a back and forth on the chords. Yeah, there's some really cool rhythmic things going on there. Really giving a lot of space to the part underneath the vocals here. Yeah, I'm actually really digging this. Really nice mix right there. Doing the panning. I like how the guitar took over on the melody now that the vocals are harsh. Interesting, the second verse is the same thing as verse 1, just with an extra line added to it. Nice little embellishment at the end of that musical line. Yeah, just the rhythmic, everything synergizing on this rhythm is just, it's hitting right now. almost wonder if this is the verse, I mean the chorus, and not the verse, with how often it's repeated. And they start off with the chorus and move into a verse. So that's a possibility. It's interesting too. Interesting choice. They went with the heavier instruments, but the clean vocals. And this is actually the same rhythm that I enjoyed from earlier, but instead of staccato notes, they're legato, they're held out for the full length. So, yeah, that's a really cool way to utilize old ideas in new sections. And it looks like we're going to end with the chorus again. Yeah, overall, this is a very nice mix of melody and rhythmic ideas, and I do dig it. And, I mean, they end the song with the word gunfight and rapid snare hits that sounds like an automatic weapon being fired. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely something pretty cool about the way that they merge the what's going on lyrically with musical ideas. So that's definitely cool. I'm just gonna lead this, and I just straight up apologize about missing the lyrics. I watched them through, and um, there's definitely some ideas of war, and a battle of some sort, but I'm not I'm not seeing something that ties it all together into a message of anything. I see that they are a Christian band, possibly. They're tagged as Christian, but that doesn't necessarily mean that their musical themes have to be Christian. However, they do mention casting souls upon a fleeting throne. Listen while they strip you to the bone, lock and load. That's the bridge, and that could very easily be an allusion to hell, which I could then try to analyze this through the lens of sort of the war against Satan, the war against sin. But it's just not that's just not my wheelhouse. Uh, as far as doing it on the fly, I could definitely spend some time researching and looking up and cross-referencing some of these lines with other ideas. Maybe seeing if they've um, maybe see if they've talked about some of this stuff before and kind of cross-referencing it. But and just I know there's more to it than what's on the surface, but the surface read is all I got right now. So let's get to my bread and butter, though, which is going to be the music. And these guys actually have a really cool combination of rhythmic and melodic ideas. They utilize what we actually just saw last week with a lot of the metalcore bands, the rhythmic pedal tone, rhythmic pedal note, using one note and just playing it repeatedly, not really changing up what notes are played with it, but changing up some of the rhythmic ideas. And we can see that happening a lot in here, in the verse, in the bridge, in the, well, I'm going to say the chorus. and the bridge. I think that they started the song on the chorus, which is not entirely unique. Plenty of bands have done it before. It's just uh it's slightly unusual. It's just a little bit outside the norm. So I do have to bring attention to it. Speaking of bands that have done it before, a few months back we did Bryan Recommends, and one of the tracks I recommended was Lock the Doors by Get Scared, and they started with the chorus. And if you weren't around for that, I'm just going to take this moment to plug that band, that song. Check it out. I love that song. It's so good. Um, Anyways, back to this. Um, so yeah, we have this heavily rhythmic underlying beat that has strong synergy between the drums and the guitars. The guitars basically turn into rhythm instruments by sticking to one sound and switching up their accents and their rhythmic stuff. And we see them bounce between two different rhythms in the verse with the heavy vocals over that and the bridge. And this rhythm actually comes back at the end of the bridge. I mentioned that they just weren't playing the short notes anymore. They were holding them out and doing light attacks between the two notes. Um, and then on top of this, though, we actually have some more melodic sections, which I really appreciated. We have a really nice, if short, guitar line that we hear from the beginning, and it shows up several times throughout the song. And then, of course, we have the two clean vocal sections that are present. And then in the chorus, I think the chorus actually has that clean guitar part that juxtaposes the vocalist who is no longer taking the clean melody line. They kind of turned into more of a rhythmic instrument with their growls or screams, the harsh vocals, and the guitars back that up as the melodic musical line to go against all the other more rhythmic elements throughout the band. And it is this really nice, I would say, balancing act between the heavy rhythmic calculated aspect and then the really nice flowing beautiful um, melodic lines that we see popping up all throughout. And I mean, the song does kind of air into some hard rock sort of feels. I definitely got some Breaking Benjamin esque vibes on it, and they are a radio rock band. I could see this on local radio stations. That is not a bad thing. There is nothing wrong with being widely accepted and listenable. I mean, listenability is not something that we should strive to get away from. Um, and I think it is pretty cool that while they do retain that hard rock vibe, there are some classic metalcore ideas in here. And as I've said before, we need more bridge bands. We need bands that sort of work between mainstream style rock and metal and the harsher stuff so that people can have a nice, frictionless or as frictionless as possible journey into harsher, more difficult to understand musics. This exists in everything from jazz to classical. We have our, jazz standards and the most popular classical tracks that everybody knows about, your fur releases, if you will. Um, and they exist to be more or less listenable to even an average audience. And then we have some of the more crazier stuff. We can get into bebop and jazz fusion on the jazz side, and we can get into more avant garde and experimental neoclassical stuff, very modern writing in the classical side. But all throughout those two ends, the easy to get into and the difficult to get into, there's all sorts of music in between, and you can slowly find your way into harsher, not harsher, more difficult to listen to music. And I feel like there's definitely that path in rock and metal. I don't think anybody woke up as, a 9-year old one day and was just like, yeah, uh, you know, Meshuggah just sounds fantastic. I've never heard anything like this, and I'm not offended by it. I love this. It's usually some sort of gradual journey where you begin to understand more technical music, harsher guitar tones, then you get into harsher vocal styles, and then you push all those to the extreme. And there's usually, I would wager for most people, a journey between more mainstream music and then your harsher metals. But I don't think that there's a lot of really widely known bands that help bridge those gaps. I've mentioned in the past when we've checked out Ginger songs that a few people have mentioned that they don't really see Ginger doing anything that anybody else hasn't done, and they think it's interesting, um, to put it lightly with some of its comments, interesting that they have so much popularity. And what I see from it is that they blend a lot of more listenable elements with the harsher uh, death metal or black metal or whatever metal influences they have. They also have pop and reggae and jazz elements in there as well, and uh, they interest people who are not typically metalheads. Just look at all the Pisces reactions and the people who are Tatiana fans after seeing Pisces, and they go into several other reaction videos. There is a bridging element to their music, and I kind of wish we had more bands like Demon Hunter who do bridge more listenable elements of radio rock with some of the harsher, heavier aspects of early metalcore. And then eventually people could listen to Demon Hunter and move into even harsher metals. And yeah, so I actually really enjoy that they have this hard rock sound to them while also incorporating quite, I'd say, a pretty fair percentage of harsh vocals and, of course, that heavy rhythmic element. So it's just a really nice mix there. And I look forward to checking out the other song that was requested tomorrow to see where Demon Hunter might take this. Let's see if I recognize it. Yeah, so actually it's not going to be on this album. I don't remember. I don't remember what the other song is. Oh, it's Gasoline. Looks like it was actually from an earlier album. So this will be interesting to see where they came from, because this is, like I said, a bit more into the rock domain, and maybe they were heavier originally. I don't know. It'll be kind of cool to see where that goes. Those are my thoughts, though, on Demon Hunter's Gunfight. This is where you guys come in, though. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed it or not, anything that stuck out to you, maybe something I missed, especially pertaining to the lyrics. Michael? Yes, Michael Pitts. I know it has been a long time since this request got in. Um, Hopefully you're still around, you get to see this reaction, and if you have anything you want to add, please do. Like I said about the lyrics, you asked me to pay attention, I did, but again, it's just not my strong suit, and I probably definitely missed something that you would have liked me to catch on to. So, like I said, if you're still around, please leave a comment about the lyrics and kind of clue me in a little bit to what's going on here. All right, above the comment section is a description box if you would like to check out the Twitter or the Patreon, Discord. All those links are in there. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. I'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC, with another Demon Hunter request from Michael Pitts. We're going to finish up his requests. And we only got like 4 more until we're zeroed out, so I don't know. I got to get my butt in gear and, and get this special selection program back up and running now that the requests are zeroing out again. Until next time, though, remember to be critical and not cynical of the music you listen to, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.